Sarta Sanhedrin da Hey Amar Aleph, starting from the second line from the top. Bay name Rav Sheshes, the Gemara is the Shiloh from Rav Sheshes. Bay Moshe Yasa Shlich Lavu L'Hakrisu L'Kaldei. A ben, what a son? What is the din? Could we make him a Shlich Basdin to give Malchus to his father, or to excommunicate? L'Kaldei means curse. Over here means to excommunicate the father as a Shlich Basdin. Is there a son, this son to do so? Amalahu Rav Sheshes stands back. A regular person, is he mutter to give malchus to a person or to excommunicate a person? Ella only, rather, the only reason why he's allowed, because Kveit Shemayim Adif, because the covenant of Hashem, which Hashem gives a command, overrides the sin of giving malchus to a friend or excommunicating him or cursing him. Achanami, so too here, but again, Kveit Shemayim Adif, that the covenant of Hashem, where there's a mitzvah from in different cases to give malchus, so the son can give malchus to the father as a shlich bezdin, or to curse, excommunicate the father. Meisv effective Akasha from a Braisa. It says, "Umam mi mitzvah la'akaisei, mitzvah shalei la'akaisei, madach one who is mitzvah to give malchus is also mitzvah not to give malchus. Misheni mitzvah la'akaisei." One who's not mitzvah to give malchus and it didn't mitzvah shalei la'akaisei shouldn't for sure have the din that he's not allowed to give malchus. My love is then not idi side the case of mitzvah la'akaisei, side the case of ein mitzvah la'akaisei v'mekayim mitzvah is talking about that with a shlich bezdin who's giving malchus as a mitzvah, because the Torah says it's a mitzvah la'akaisei. And sometimes it says Ein mitzvah. What is that? It says Gemara what does it mean? Ein mitzvah la'akaisei is talking about b'vnai, by a son. The case of mitzvah la'akaisei is talking about ba'acher, somebody who's not a son. So he's telling you, with the Brais is learning out the hasara for hitting a father with a kavachayim ma'adach acher, who's mitzvah to hit a person that's chay malchus. For it says Yakenu, but he's also mitzvah not to give more than the 39 malchus. It says Lo Yosef, but no, that's not mitzvah to hit his father, even b'makom mitzvah, even if the father was mechuyev malchus. How much more so he's not mitzvah to give more than that. So you have a beferish raya that a son cannot be a shliach bezdin. Says you want to lie idi. Saib in the game mitzvah la'akaisei, saib in the game with someone who's not mitzvah la'akaisei. Loishna b'nai, loishna acher. So does it not make a difference whether the one that's giving the malchus is a son or another person? Because even a son is mutter to give, and it's a mitzvah to give malchus to his father. But like kasha, and here it's not a kasha. Nevertheless, it's not a kasha. Why? Sometimes says the Braisa uses the term mitzvah la'akaisei, and sometimes she'ena mitzvah la'akaisei is because what here is talking about mitzvah la'akaisei b'mekayim sheish mitzvah la'akaisei. Mitzvah la'akaisei means in a place where there's a mitzvah, meaning as a shlich bezdin to give malchus to one who's mechuyev malchus bezdin. And here when it says she'ena mitzvah la'akaisei, is talking about shaloi b'mekayim mitzvah, is where a person hits another person who was not mechuyev malchus, and this is what the Braisa is saying. A place of a mitzvah where a person is mechuyev to get malchus, shemitzvah that the shlich bezdin is commanded la'akaisei to hit him. Nevertheless, mitzvah shalei la'akaisei is also mitzvah commanded not to give more than the 39 malchus. Shalei b'mekayim mitzvah in a place where a person wasn't mechuyev malchus, she'ena mitzvah la'akaisei. There's no mitzvah la'akaisei. There's no tzivah at all to hit him. And it didn't mitzvah shalei la'akaisei. How much more so you're not allowed to give a person malchus, meaning more. Meaning for sure he's not allowed to hit another person if he's not mitzvah la'akaisei. Tashma says you want to come in here and I'll ask Akasha to have Sheshem in the following Braisa. Hayetz lehadig one who's being taken out to be killed, he was mechuyev Mrs. Bezdin, but maybe he killed, and his son came and hit him and he cursed him. Chayiv is chayiv. But he killed potter. But if another person came and hit him and he cursed him, he's going to be potter. And the Gemara and asked on this, why is there a difference between Benai and Acher? That by Benai he's going to be chayiv if he hit him and cursed him, and Acher is going to be potter. Rav Chisda answered, the Brayse is talking about b'misar by in a place where Bezdin, if one is begging him lotzis to go out to get killed, the Shliach Bezdin, and he's not going out, and the Shliach Bezdin hits him or curses him in order that he should go out. So the Brayse is coming to teach us that if the Shliach Bezdin is the son of the one that's Chaim Mrs. Bezdin, he's going to be chayiv, the son is going to be chayiv for hitting his father or cursing his father, even though this hakah or klola was done according to the tzivah of Bezdin, according to the command of Bezdin. So you have a Feish B'raisa that a son cannot be a Shliach Bezdin to hit his father. Is that kasha Rav Sheshes that says it's muta? And the Gemara Rav Sheshes mokila will establish the B'raisa k'shein. B'shein is something by lotzes. But they're not trying to force them to come out. In fact, what if the B'raisa is talking about Makeo Shalom Mitzvahs Bezdin? In fact, even a regular person is chayiv for hitting this person, since he's not hitting him with the Rishus Bezdin. So why did the B'raisa pater him? And the Gemara Acher, that he hit him is pater because Gabi Ketilahu. This person is considered as a dead man walking. So there's no, therefore he's not going to be chayiv. One who embarrassed a sleeping person, and the sleeping person died in his sleep, even though he never knew about this embarrassment. Chayiv, the mabayish, the one that embarrassed him is chayiv for being mabayish, because the children are misbayishim with the embarrassment that this guy embarrassed the father. If so, one who's being taken out to be killed, even though he's not chayiv to pay him for the baishas, he should be to the father. I mean, but he should be chayiv the pachs to pay to the children because they embarrassed him with the push of the father. So if we're talking about Kishem Sarvin, where they're not forcing him to go out, even though he's a dead man, but he should still be chayiv for the busha. So the Gemara Hakmayis over here is talking about Kishiko, when the one that was going out to be killed, he hit him with a hakah that wasn't worth a shava pruta, and that's why he's going to be potter. One who hit his friend, like he does get malchus. So the Gemara might potter the kama. What was the kama of the pasuk when it said potter mameh? It means that he's potter for mameh, because there isn't a shava pruta's worth, but he's chayv malchus kiduri Rabbi Yechnan miklal de b'nei chayv b'mamin. So from this we can imply that the son will be chayiv. It doesn't make sense. We just established the B'raisa akosh ein b'shava pruta. It's talking about akosh ein b'shava pruta. So why should he have to pay? Why should he have to pay any mammon if it's ein shava pruta? So the Gemara Ella only you have to say bedinai. That you're going to have to explain that the B'raisa says that he's chayiv. It means when you get to his son that bedina, the din that shaykh to him, that means misa hachanami. So to the sefer by Achashiko, when the B'raisa said that he's potter, the potter means bedinai, that he's potter from the din that shaykh to him, that's from Malchus. So the shayla goes back. Why did the B'raisa pater acher that he hits a person for Malchus if it's talking about that he hit him shaloi b'mitzvahs bezdin? Says Gemara el acher haino time of the potter. Only the reason why the acher is going to be potter, the Amakra, it says in the pasuk v'nas be'amcha le'sayir, nasi, in your nation you shouldn't curse. So be'amcha comes to teach us the Torah only punishes b'isam ma'isa amcha, only one who was behaving kederech shemisnagim, the way the other people, meaning that he was not chayta. But somebody was over an aveda that he's chayv misas bezdin, he's not included in Oisa Maisamcha, and therefore the Torah didn't warn him on cursing him. And somebody who curses him, even though it's not part of mitzvah's person, he's going to be potter. Says you want a hot. This is understood if it's a klala. There's a mark in the pasuk, the potter, one who's mekal, who curses, one who's being taken out to be killed. So that we have a pasuk for it. But here, this person is being taken out to be killed, so he's not Oisa Maisamcha. That's why he's going to be potter. How do we know if he hits him, he's going to be potter? And the Gemara the Makshinon Hakala Klala, because in the pasuk it says Umaka killed in the same pasuk, so we compare the Makeh to Kilal. Just like by Kilal, is somebody who's not Oisa Maisamcha, he's not going to, and he curses him. Curses a person who doesn't follow Hashem. He's a sinner. He's not going to be chayiv for cursing him. So too, somebody who hits somebody who doesn't follow the Hashem, he's a chayta, he's not going to be chayiv malchus for hitting him. In fact, so if another person who's mekalel, or if somebody who's being taken out to be killed, he's potter because he's not Oisa Maisamcha. Benoi Nami, his son should also be potter if he curses his father. Like Pinchas, B'shasa Tshuva. It's talking about that he did Tshuva. For Hachanami over here also now, but I said that you said the Ben is Chayiv if he hit or he was Mekal, the father who was being taken out to be killed. He's talking about B'shas Tshuva. Before he was taken out to be killed, he did Tshuva. So now he's part of Oisa Maisamcha. That's why he's Chayiv. For the son is going to be Chayiv for hitting his father or cursing. So a stranger that hits a person that did Tshuva, even though he's being taken out to be killed, he should be Chayiv. Rav Mari answered, it says Ba'amcha. Ba'amcha means b'mekrim sheba'amcha. Only somebody who's fit to live, and not somebody who's being taken out to be killed. Ba'amcha means that he's still going to live after, and he's cursing a person who's living, not, excluding somebody who's being taken out to be killed. So his son who curses or hits his father, even though he did tshuva, should be potter because it has to be b'meklim shabbat. It has to be somebody who's going to be living still. It's like somebody who curses his father after his death. The din is that he's chayv, like we learn in the following Mishnah, the next Mishnah. So too, somebody who's makalo hits after the father was mechuyev misa, even though he's not ready to live weiter, he's still chayiv. My havala, what's the maskana in this? Could a son be a shliach basdim for malchus and for cursing? Amar Rav Huna v'chein tana devei Rabbi Yishmael. So too, would they learn in the Brais in the basement of Rabbi Yishmael? Lakel ein aben nasa shliach la'aviv la'akisei l'kalei. To anything, a son cannot be a shliach basdim to hit his father or to curse his father, excommunicate his father. Chutz v'amesis. Except for a father that encourages others to serve our idols, then the son can become a shliach basdim to hit his father. Because the Torah said, to this mesis, do not have pity nor do cover up on him. So therefore, the halacha is that normally a son is not allowed to be a shliach basdim for malchus and excommunication, but if it's a mesis, then he could be a shliach. Somebody who hits his father or mother, he's not chayiv till he makes a chabura. This is a chumrah in one who curses over somebody hitting his father or mother, and mother. One who curses if the misa is going to be chayiv. But one who hits his father, mother, or mother is part because there's no chabura if the misa. It says avivi mekilel. These words are extra because it says already ish sheikalas avivi meis yumas. And it says already, what does it have to say? These extra words to tell you lachamisa that somebody's makalas help lachamisa is going to be chayiv. I would have thought we compared the chiyuv of makkah to mekalel makkah in chayiv elam just like by hitting in a chayiv. Only if it's when he's alive, and that's only shaykh mechayim. So to one who curses in nachayim only from when he's alive. Even more so, there's a kavachema. Ma makashu chama shas b'shlei b'amcha kiv'amcha. Makkah is more chamor. They made somebody who shlei b'amcha k'be'amcha. The person compared a av that doesn't do ma'aseh amcha, meaning a rasha to a av that does ma'aseh amcha. That's somebody who a son who hits his father. He's going to be chayiv, even if the father's a rasha. Lo yichiv b'ilach hamisa. Nevertheless, they weren't mechayiv for hitting the father after misa. Mekala, which is a lighter one. Shlei yosabay shlei b'amcha k'be'amcha. The Torah didn't compare the father who was a rasha to a father who did shuvah. Meaning, if he's a rasha, he's not going to be chayiv for cursing him. Ein din shlei chayiv b'ilach hamisa. Shouldn't be the din for sure. If he curses his father after misa, he should be pater. That's why the extra words avivime come to include that even one who curses his father achamisa, he's going to be chayiv. So the Gemara hadnichat this dasha is good. Rabbi Yochanan, the miyat lekra. According to him, the Avivi is extra. Rabbi Yeshua. But according to Rabbi Yeshua, that holds that the yit of there's no yit in the pasuk. What are you going to say then? Where's the makir to his shita that Hamakal Aviv Alachmis is going to be chayiv? So the Gemara explains, where is Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yeshua arguing? The Tanya we learned in the Vaisa, it says in the pasuk, Makal. Cursing Hashem, it says ish. What does the pasuk come to tell us? The double lashon ish. Lerabis bas the tumtum is a daughter or a tumtum who you can't tell if it's a zach or nekev or androgenis who has both, and it says asher yikalel esav v'imay. So the word ish comes to include even a tumtum a bas a tumtum androgenis that curses the father. And the mother is going to be chayiv. Ainli ella. So asher yikalas ablesimai ainli ella aviv. The ima biyachad. We only know if it's the other mother, the father and mother together. But what's if he cursed aviv alone, shalai ima without the mother, or ima shalai aviv, or the mother without the father? Now, how do I know that he's going to be chayiv? Aviv ima kila. In the beginning of the pasuk it says asher yikalas aviv. And at the end of the pasuk it says as Aviv Kilel. So and Yudashin from this that he's chayiv whether it's the father Aviv Kilel or whether it's Imay Kilel, he's going to be chayiv for cursing even if it's individually on its own. Rabbi Yeshua learns it out because the beginning it starts off av and the aim next to it, and then the pasuk it has the aviv next to the aim to teach us each one on its own is going to be chayiv. Rabbi Yochanan says that these two pratim is written with a vav achiba, mashma shneim ke'echad. It's mashma only if it was the father and mother together. Mashma. It's also mashma both individually. So since it's mashma both, so we say it means separate. Even if he curses the father or the mother alone, he's going to be chayiv. When do we say it means only if it's together? Till the Torah specifically states that it has to be together. So therefore, from this that it says Asher Yikal Asav V'Esimai Meisumas, we already know that he's chayiv on cursing each one on its own, and you don't have to dash in it from the end of the pasuk because it doesn't say the word Yachdav. Only like it says Loisachrish by Loisachrish, there it says you shouldn't do two animals Yachdav together. I think it was Loisachrish B'Shevach Hamer Yachdav. So there it says Yachdav, but if without Yachdav, it means even individually. Since over here by Kilel it doesn't say the Indian Avivima Yachdav, it means individually. So according to Rabbi Yonason, you didn't need Avivima Kilel, those extra words to teach us that that if they get cursed individually, that you're going to be chayiv misa for each one individually, because of the word. It doesn't say the word Yachdav. So from Av V'Ima V'Kilel, he learns out that somebody who's Makal Lachamisa is going to be Chayiv Misa. But according to Rabbi Yoshe, he did use Av V'Ima V'Kilel to teach us that even for the individual, if he cursed the father or the mother, you're going to be Chayiv. So Manale, from where does he learn out that Makal, according to Rabbi Yoshe, Makal Av Lachamisa is going to be Chayiv Misa? And the Gemara Nafkele, he learns it out from Mei Umekal Av V'Ima Meis Yumas. This pasuk is extra. This whole pasuk Makal Avivimai Mais Yumas. And Rabbi Yeshe dashens from here that one who's Makal Lachamis is going to be Chayiv. Now comes the Gemara and asks, what is Rabbi Yonason dashen from this pasuk of a Makal Avivimai Mais Yumas? We already know about this from a previous pasuk. So the Gemara be'idach. So what is Taka Rabbi Yonason going to be marba with this? And Rabbi Yonason was already Maber Makal Lachamisa from Mei Avivimai Kilel. So why did he need a pasuk Makal Avivimai Meis Yumas? He says he needs it. Let Abis Bas Tumtum Adeganis, the teachers that a daughter or Tumtum Adeganis that curses the father, they're going to be chayav for cursing the father and mother. Let us dash in Meish Veish. Like the Braisa Dashans, and the Torah talks about Emerson holds that the Psukim of the Torah were written in a lashon that the people normally speak, and they say top the lashon ish, and it's not there to dashin from it any ribuyim. It's rather because that's the normal way of people speaking. Sagt die Gemara, let the Mishnah learn, there's a chumrah in Makkah over cursing, Torah compared the din of a father, even when he's a Rasha, to when he's not a Rasha, that either any case he's going to a son who hits the father is going to be chayiv. Mashenkim and Mikalo, he's not going to be chayiv if only if the father says Samai, but if the father said Rashi, he's not going to be chayiv. And the Gemara Kasavar Makshinon, the Tana of our Mishnah holds that we compare Haklola Klola, and from the Hekesh, just like a Mikalo is not warned only if it says Maisamcha. A Makal is not chayiv only when the father says Maisamcha. Famaka Kain. So we learn out from the Hakish that also somebody who hits the father is only going to be chayiv if it says Maisa Amcha. Let us say the machlek is that we had between the Mishnah and the Brais. The Mishnah there were makshakol to klolam, and in the Brais we weren't. They're arguing the same machlek of the Tanoim. The Tanicha that we learned in one Brais that you warned not to hit the kusi, but you're not warned to curse him. You're allowed to curse him. Tanya, the Brais we learned, but they gave that you're allowed to curse him or hit him. So the Chacham thought that we should be told these two machlekes, one and the other. The Kuli Alma, according to everybody, both prices hold kusim. The Kuli Alma, I'm sorry, the Kuli Alma kusim geriamas. Everybody holds that the kusim are gerim gemur. Only afterwards they sin, and because of that they have a din like a yid that's not Maisa Amcha. And you're potter for cursing them. My laba, is it or not? This is what they're arguing about. The Mar, the time of the second Raisa, Saba Makshinon, we compare Akala Klala, hitting to cursing. And just like he's potter for cursing one who's not Isa Maisa, so too he's potter from hitting it, this kusi. Mar, and the first Raisa, Saba, Le Makshinon, Aklala Klala. That even though he's going to be potter from cursing one who's not Maisa Amcha because he's a Rasha, but you're chayiv for hitting him. According to this, the machlekes of these Tanoim are the same machlekes of the Tana of our Mishnah that compares Hakol leklala, and the Tana of the Braisa it will hold like the second Braisa that you don't compare. And therefore, it's going to have again, and you won't compare. And I'll say only a klala you could, but you cannot hit him. Says Gemara loy. That's not what they're not arguing the same achlikas of the Mishnah and the Brayse. The kuliyama loy makshim hakol klala. Everybody agrees you don't compare hakol klala, meaning that if hitting, even if it's not oisamais amcha, you're going to be chayiv for. Here. Why did one say that you're allowed to even hit the kusi? Because Masav kusi geidim the same. One holds the kusi is geidim, and therefore he says you're going to be chayiv for hitting it, but you're going to be potter for cursing it, because he's not oisamais amcha. Masav and the Tana of the second brayse says kusim geidim arayis. Kusim are considered as geidim arayis. That din is like Evit Kecham Gemur, and therefore they're going to be potter say on hitting them and saying they're cursing because they're not Gedei Emes. If so, if the second Braisa holds that Kusim are Gedei Arayisayim and they have a din like Eved Chacham, Hani Diktoning a lot this that we learned. How we're going to answer this that we learned that the Sheri Kisheri Yisol, that their Sheri is like a Sheri Yisol, that if a Sheri Yisol goes their Sheri as a Tam's Chatzi Nazik Esamud Nazik Sholem, and the reverse is the same. If it's Gedei Arayis, then if a Yid Shori goes and kills a Shesha Kusi should be potter, and if a Shesha Kusi kills even for the first time a Shesha Yisrael should be Chayiv Nazik Sholem. From this that we say has the same dinim. Al Shmami Nabi Akesha Pligi. It's a raya that they're arguing if we compare Hakol Leklala or not. So we're going to say it's Taka Machlekes in the same Tanoim. There's this machlekes over here by Kusi is the same machlekes of our Mishnah that's Makish Hakol Leklala, and the Braisa that's not Makish Shmamina. It's Taka you could learn out from here. It's like the Mishnah again of Yisrael, somebody who kidnaps a Yid, he's not going to be Chayiv Chenek till he brings him into his own Yeshus. And we learned it out because it says we're going to issue Mecharim and Nimtz B'Yadai Meisumas. B'Yadai means B'Rishusay. Rabbi Yudai Ma'achach Nisan Ol Yeshusay Yishtamish B'Y. Rabbi Yudai adds not just bringing him to the Yeshus, but he has to use it. Like it says in the pasuk, Yimatzi Ish Ganav Nafesh Me'acham B'Nei Yisrael V'Yisamer, and he'll use in it or he will sell it. So he's not going to be chayiv till he actually uses it. Somebody who kidnaps his own son, the son of Rabbi Yochanan Bereka says he's chayiv. Says potter. Gun of Mish one who kidnaps Chatzi Abed Chatzi Ben Chayin, Rabbi Yehuda Mechayiv Chacham Peitin. Rabbi Yehuda says he's Chayiv and the Chacham says he's potter. Says does the Tanakama not agree that you have to use it in order to be Chayiv for kidnapping? Absolutely, you have to use it. But they're arguing if you used it in the amount that's less than a Shava Pruta, Rabbi Yehuda says he's going to be potter. and the Tanakhama is going to say that it's still going to be chayiv. If he kidnapped and sold it while yashan, while it was sleeping, what's going to be the din? Or or he sold only the baby of the pregnant woman, what's going to be the din? Yesh derech himur b'kach. Is it considered using in this way? Or it's not considered as using because it's sleeping or it's the baby in the mother's stomach. Since the one that's kidnapping is chayiv only if he uses it, maybe he shouldn't be chayiv. Only if he uses a kedarke. In fact, let us learn the pshitas. And let us learn out the pshitas. I mean, let's answer the subject. The leikim cloud. There's no imur. There's no ishtamshus at all. Not by a person who's sleeping, and not for the baby that's in the mother's womb. So what was the shaila even? Over here is talking about Yashain, this ga alei. They're talking about the person, he kidnapped a person that was sleeping, that he leaned on it, or he placed the pregnant woman in front of him. She was so big, and the bigger she is, it blocked from the big winds blowing on him. So that's considered. Is it considered derech ima b'kach? Is it considered as usage that way or not? What's the din? And the Gemara Teiku, it's the shaila stays in its place. It says in the pasuk, when a man will find to kidnap a person from his brothers, I only know that if it was a man that he had stolen, Isha, Menayin, how do we know that? I'm sorry. We only know if a man stole. How do we know if a woman steals? She's chayiv. Ish. This pasuk says begoinev stam. Begoinev means stealing. Any person who steals. Ainly ala isha gonna, because it says begoinev ish. It says if a person will steal a ish. I only know if a man was stolen. Bein isha ubein ish veisha shagam veisha shagam veish. I only know to be mechayiv if it was a man that she stole. I only know if it was if a man stole the isha or ish, or also a woman who stole the ish. Those cases I know that you're going to be chayiv misa. But isha sheganava isha, how do we know that if he stole a woman, menayin, how do we know? Because all these cases are surrounding the Geneva was with that a man was stolen, or a woman stole a man, or a man stole a man. But how do we know if a woman stole a woman? That the kidnapper is going to be chayiv in any manner, in any way. Tani we learned another brayse. When a man will be found, if a man is found kidnapping a person of his brothers, whether one kidnaps a man or he kidnaps a woman, whether he kidnaps a ger or free slave or a cotton chayiv, he's going to be chayiv misa. A new din comes. The Bryce now teaches us that if he kidnapped one of the above, but he didn't sell him, or he sold him, but the Geneva is still in his shoes. Or he's going to be potter. If the Ganav sold to his father or to his brother of the one that was kidnapped, he sold the kidnapped boy to his father or his brother, or to one of the kavim of the nigna or to one of the kavim of the kid who was kidnapped, or the person who was kidnapped. He's chayiv. Again, it was Avadim Potter. One who steals from Avadim is going to be Potter. So, one Amida that was used to learn these brises, Kamedav Sheshes, Meaning that there was a Tana that taught above Brisa in the presence of Rav Sheshes Amalei. So Rav Sheshes said to him, Ani Shaina, I have learned the Brisa that the Shimnaim Achi Yitzienim Rishus. Echo means, what do we learn out? Me'echo Achi Yitzienim Rishus Ochiv. When the pasuk says Me'echov, it comes to teach us that he's not going to be chayv until he removes the kidnapped person from the domain of his brothers. That means that from the whole rishus of the mishpacha, and you're saying that if he sold it to the father or to the brothers, chayiv, he's chayiv. L'chayda t'sastira to the price that I'm learning, because he has to be taken out completely from the rishus. So he says, Ela Tanei, rather Potter. Rather, the Braisa learn the text in the Braisa that the kidnapper is going to be Potter if he sells the person who he kidnapped to the relatives. In fact, you want to what was Avshesh's kasha that he had to change the gisa? Perhaps the Braisa that taught by Rav Sheshes goes according to Rab Shimon, who says that it has to be out of the shus in order to be chayv. That's why he says it's pater, and the Braisa that says it's chayv follows the Rabbanan. Says you want to lace halkadait, it shouldn't enter your mind. So why? Because the Rabbi Yochanan said stam aslis and stam mishnah. That's not mentioned who it is from whom it was said is Ameya. Stam Tosefta Braisa was addition to the Mishnahs, which was learned by Stam. That's Reb Nechemiah. Stam Sifra, a Braisa which is Teres Koinen, which is on Seif Vayikra, without mentioning a name, is Rabbi Yehuda. Stam Sifri, a Braisa that was learned on the Bamidbar Udvarim, which is what this is a pasuk that we're learning a limud. A Braisa, a Tosefta on Bamidbar Udvarim, and Rab Shimon is follows Rab Shimon. The Kula and all these Tanoim said Alib Rabbi Akiva according to the Shita of Rabbi Akiva, what they learned from Rabbi Akiva. Since this Braisa that we learned before, this Braisa that was learned before Rab Sheshes was a Stam Sifri, which is Rab Shimon. And he learns that when it says Ki Matzeh, which is in Chumash Devarim, is absolutely according to Reb Shimon. Not like you want to say that was following the Rabbanan, that argue on Reb Shimon. So therefore, Reb Shesh says we can't have two Braisas that are from Reb Shimon that are contradicting each other. That's why he changed the Gisa to Potter.